Hello everybody, this is Tina from the Painted Witch Art Studio. I thought I would bring you in the studio with me today since it's been a while and share and take you along on what I've been working on. So I've been working on this canvas painting since last year. I haven't really done much with it. There's been a couple of months of where I didn't even touch it, which is why since last year you can see that it hasn't really, I haven't really gotten far with it. So right now I'm still in the process of just adding. That's nice language, Tina. I've been adding layers of paint to the face. And just working on skin tones and shading and all that sort of thing. And I'm going to still work on that now because she still needs some help. I have no idea what she's going to look like. But right now I don't care what she's going to look like. I just care about the skin tone and having her face take form. And then I just kind of take it from there. So right now I'm just going to add layers of paint and keep going with it. And work on that because that is an important step. So I have been super busy since I've last showed up on here and filmed and brought you in the studio with me. I haven't been in the studio too much, just a few times here and there, not necessarily always painting. I've been working on other things that I just, wanted to work on, but still being creative. But yeah, I've also been working on redecorating some areas of my house. So I've been kind of doing things like that. I'm also a homeschooling mom, so I've been working on busy with homeschooling as well. That always takes up a good chunk of my time every day. So I step in here when I can. Right now, technically, I'm on a lunch break, or we are on a lunch break, my daughter and I. So, I made an announcement yesterday. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen my announcement. I am reopening, or I will be reopening, the Painted Witch Art Studio, the website. I shut it down last, I think it was October. I shut it down. For a variety of reasons, one of which was the cost was insane, and just other things going on, and it was time for me to just, shut it down, take a break, take a step back, figure out what I wanted to do. And I've done that since October. I've had to take a step back from a few things that I had just to simplify my life a bit more. I needed that. That was also important as well. And yeah, but anyway, so I wanted to I announced yesterday on Instagram and Facebook that I am reopening the website later on this year. Not something I'm jumping into right now, but I will be doing that. And it will be offering, I will have on it my original art paintings. I will be offering art journals, and I will be offering beaded jewelry. So I will be offering all of those. So right now I'm just adding some highlights, kind of adding to it, adding, pulling back, adding, pulling back. That's what it's all about. Yeah. So as to when I will be opening up the website, well, I'm aiming for September, October, but I will have to see. Honestly, one of the things I'm waiting for is I'm in Canada, in case you didn't know. I'm waiting for things to settle down here. My country's a little bit, I don't want to talk politics, but it's a little bit chaos right now, or chaotic, and I need things to kind of settle down right now. So I just kind of want to make sure that when I do open or reopen my website, that, you know, it makes financial sense for me to do so. So I just want things to kind of stabilize. So I want to see it stabilized, and I want to see that it's going to stay stabilized, at least for the foreseeable future. And that's why I'm hoping and aiming for early fall. But in the meantime, I'm going to show up on here, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and I'm going to create, because I don't need a stable economy to show up in the studio and create. I'm one of those people, I don't want to speak for everybody. Not everybody's the same. Oh, I put too much there. Too much white on my brush. I gotta dim that down. It's gonna really go all. My creativity, and I think most of us are like this, you know, my creativity ebbs and flows. The creative level ebbs and flows, ups and downs. And it could be different things that factor into it. It could be a seasonal thing, it could be what's going on in the world and what around me, my environment. I don't like that. Too much white. But it's nothing to do with outside factors. It's just me. It's just, you know what? Not feeling like painting, not feeling that creative. And I always hated that when that happened, because especially when you're running, you know, you turned your art practice into a business, and you want to make sure you don't get forgotten, lost. And so you feel like you need to keep posting, but you don't feel like it. In order to post, you have to do something creative to have new content to share. And sometimes it just wasn't in the mood. I just wasn't in the mood. So yeah, I hated that feeling of forcing myself to be creative and show up. And I didn't like that, and I don't want to go back to doing that. So this time I'm like, you know what, Tina, just show up when you want to show up. And that may look like where I'm showing up every day, and then all of a sudden I won't show up at all for a while because I just don't feel, you know, like painting, or I don't feel like art journaling, or I don't feel like making anything with beads or anything else, or maybe I'm just turning it to cooking instead and I'm focusing on other things. And hats off to those who just don't have that issue, who just, you know, consistently every day can show up and be creative and art journal every day or do whatever every day. Hats off to them. I wish I could do that. I can't. And you know what? At my age, which is 53, I'm not going to change now. I don't feel the need to. Why am I going to force myself to be a certain type of person when I'm not? And I just don't feel like I should have to try to fit myself into some mold of my own doing. So this is me showing up because I felt like it. This is me showing up and turning on the camera in my studio today because I felt like chattering and having some company while I was in this space. Okay, I know she looks like a mess, but it will all come together. It really does. It comes together. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to share that the website is coming back. And I'm excited by it. Ooh. Excited to have it, to going to be having it back, the idea of having it back, sharing my art, offering my art. Showing up in a different way, being authentic and true to myself. Because at the end of the day, I paint for me, right? I paint for me, and I need to remember that. I paint for me, and therefore I post for me. Because if I'm painting to be seen, if I'm painting to be not forgotten, to sell, then I'm not being authentic, right? And I love a sale. Don't get me wrong. I love when somebody buys my art, but I need to show up for me more. I'm here. I started my, painting years ago, and I taught myself. I'm a self-taught artist, and I started doing this years ago for me. I didn't start out thinking, oh, let me see if I can make a career out of this, or no. I showed up and started doing this and taught myself because I wanted to do this. This was for me. It was a wonderful, it has been, and it continues to be a wonderful, amazing creative outlet. And and I paint what I like. I don't paint what I think will look good on someone else's walls in their home. I don't care about that. I paint from my heart. I paint from my soul. And I paint and hope that, what I paint will resonate and speak to someone, speak to many people. You're not going to like everything everybody does, and I certainly don't like every form of art out there, and that's okay. There's something for everyone. But I just know I have to keep it true for myself. Just kind of reshaping the sides of her face here, bringing it in a bit. Even though the finished product or the finished painting may not matter, because I don't know what I'm doing with her yet. But I'm at least going to thin out her face a bit. Okay. She looks more blotchy when I'm looking at her on my phone screen than she does in person, but that's okay. Lips here a little. I'll worry about those later. But yeah, get some more shading here. I don't like the way that went. Let's see. Okay, let's do that. So her chin I'm just going to go there. And then this is going to get raised up a bit. And that means this. Okay. All right. I'm going to let that dry. And so it has time to set before I go back and play with layers some more. And I'm liking the way it's turning out so far, and I'm happy I thinned out her face. Though now that I've taken a few steps back from it, I see one side is a little wonkier than the other side. This side's cutting in more from this side, so I'll have to fix that. That's okay. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic day. It's Tuesday. Thank you so much for keeping me company in the studio today. Until next time. And if you don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook, please do if you want to keep updated on, that's where I post the most if I'm going to post. Or yeah, stay updated on when the website is going to be reopening. And as time goes on, I'll have a better idea and be able to finalize and firm up a date or a month or whatever. But anyway, take care, everybody.